is. Running it down on these niggas.
Sex, drugs, money, and murder, my nigga. You know how we get it, my nigga. Still be painting them pictures, my nigga. Ripping that raw and fucking your bitches. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. 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 Niggas, they never gon' hurt you. Niggas, they never will hurt you. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. Sex, drugs, money,
I was
and
trained
murder.
how to trap spot. Understand how to get that. Ran down on them niggas with a flip back. Knew I never seen another nigga live like that. I was still getting stacks back. Had to fuck around getting them packs back.
Bullets got it. You already know what it is. This video right here, we're going to discuss your boy Hove. Hove been a topic of discussion. And I've been watching, you know, I saw Skino, he talked about the whole Beanie Sigel thing. How Hove did Beans. And what Hove did to Beans was foul. But you got to look at it. He used the energy of Beanie Sigel, of the whole Philly crew, Skino, Emilio, you know, Chris, Crack, and Neef. He used their energy. And with him using their energy, that causes them to basically feel the way they felt. Because you have to realize Freeway, Young Guns, Beans, their albums came out, but they didn't have a promotion and they were supposed to have, right? And he didn't do right by them because he did steal Emilio's record, which was I Just Wanted. That hook was his shit. That was his. So it is what it is. But let me get into this whole debacle of him not doing Hip Hop 50, him going to the Tony Awards, and him doing Tom Brady, and then people just not even giving him the receptive welcome. Because when I looked at Tom Brady, I was like, damn, Jay did this whole Tom Brady thing, went out there and got a dry reaction from the crowd. Just got a dry reaction from the crowd. The crowd just really, they was busy talking and having conversations like they didn't really care that Jay-Z was performing. And this is a dude that did the Tony Awards Sunday, but he didn't do nothing that was Hip Hop 50. Will Smith did Hip Hop 50. Nas did Hip Hop 50. LL Cool J did Hip Hop 50. Every rapper did Hip Hop 50. Diddy did Hip Hop 50. You know, say what you want about Puff, but Puff even did Hip Hop 50. The Lox did Hip Hop 50. 50 did Hip Hop 50. But Jay-Z did not do Hip Hop 50. He didn't acknowledge it. He didn't care to acknowledge it. He didn't even do anything for Hip Hop 50. I'm just being honest with y'all. He didn't do nothing for Hip Hop 50. And it's because he doesn't care for the culture no more. He's become the corporate demagogue. And him being corporate and him being successful in corporate America, Hip Hop 50 is just not for J. Hova no more. And I just think, in my opinion, right, is that any rapper that considers himself hip-hop should have did Hip Hop 50. Whether Jay doesn't feel he's Hip Hop 50 anymore, or he doesn't feel that he's hip-hop anymore, and he feels that he's so mainstream that he doesn't have to do hip-hop, I felt that he should have gave hip-hop that same love that hip-hop has given him throughout the years. Because hip-hop has given Jay-Z, if it wasn't for hip-hop, we wouldn't know who Jay-Z is, you know? But you got to remember, he didn't come in this game as a hip-hop purist like Nas, who loved the culture. A lot of dudes love the culture, and the culture is in them. Jay saw the dollar signs in the culture and said, I'm going to get in this culture, but then I'm going to leave this culture and get into a whole different culture. And if you look, he's all about corporate. He's all about the corporate things in hip hop. He's all about the money that he's made out of hip hop. It's not so much necessarily about hip hop, loving hip hop anymore, because he's showing people that he's mainstream, and people got to realize he is mainstream. If you look at it, Jay hasn't been underground or a hip hop purist in years. Once he got into that Frank Sinatra, the black Frank Sinatra mode, that's when we all know he wasn't hip hop no more. Cause he was on some black Frank Sinatra shit, you know? And people gotta really look at it. That's what he's been on for the last couple of years, is black Frank Sinatra, Jay-Z. He hasn't been on that, yo, I'm hip hop all day, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Like I said, Hip Hop 50 last year, Jay didn't do no Hip Hop 50 shows. He don't even respect hip hop platforms like that. You know what I'm saying? He did Elliott Wilson because Elliott Wilson worked for him and he's one of his biggest stands. But he doesn't do hip hop platforms like that no more. He feels that he's risen above hip hop platforms. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't feel that he's hip hop anymore. He doesn't feel that hip hop, he's beneath hip hop. You know what I'm saying? When you see him go out there and perform, in front of people that didn't care too much about him performing, and the culture was asking, and I kind of agree with what AB was saying, the culture was looking for him to do Hip Hop 50 and all these Hip Hop 50 shows, and he didn't do near one. Near one. And this is the guy that talks about he's hip hop all day and talking about I'm doing this for the Cold Crush, but he really showing you he's doing it for the corporations. That's why I always said that Jay-Z is overrated and he's the media darling. He's popular culture's darling. They love him. Popular culture loves Jay-Z because he appeases the popular culture. You know what I'm saying? He's not hip-hop no more. That man hasn't been hip-hop since, like I said, since 2009. After he did that Blueprint 3, he's been mainstream Jay all day, every day. People need to realize that. He's been mainstream hip hop all day. Since he married Beyonce and been on the Carters, that wave with his wife, he's just been corporate hip hop, Oprah, things like that. Being interviewed by Gayle King, doing CNN. He's on that type of timing. And I feel like he's far removed from the culture. You know what I'm saying? Watching that video with people turning their back to him, it's like watching a slave auction or a show where the slave is entertaining the masses. You know what I'm saying? And this is what Dame was talking about. Shout out to Dame Dash. That's what he was talking about. When you have dudes like Dame around you, Dame is for the culture. You know what I'm saying? People say what they want about Dame. You got people like Wayne O dissing Dame and all these niggas that he gave jobs to dissing them. And I'm saying to myself, Dame is a true dude for the culture. Jay say he for the culture. He did 4 for 4 and all that. But he hasn't done anything for the culture. He hasn't did a show for the culture. He hasn't done anything for the culture. Everything is about money to him. Everything about Hove is a money thing. It's not about the culture. It's not about hip hop. It's not about the love of hip hop. It's about the bag. And when people talking about Jay-Z and they talk about him, like I said, Will Smith did Hip Hop 50. LL Cool J did Hip Hop 50. Okay? And they done left hip hop a long time ago. They done went into acting and all that. But they still appreciate the culture that took them to the promised land of Hollywood. Jay-Z has not. Jay-Z ain't hip hop. Jay-Z ain't the culture no more. Jay-Z is the mainstream culture. He is what you call the hip hop is. He's the one that's, and I'm gonna be honest, Jay-Z killed hip hop. If you really look at it, look at what he did. The whole thing with him, what he did, destroying Def Jam, signing, pushing out the artists that made Def Jam for the Southern artists. And I love Jeezy. I love Ross. You know what I'm saying? But what he did to Def Jam was what fucked up the whole Def Jam trajectory to this day. You know, look at what he did to, um, you know, the industry now. You know, a lot of these artists, the Lil Uzi Verts, the Little Nas X's, that comes out of the Jay-Z tree, you know? So a lot of the stuff that when people complain about what happened to hip hop, blame your man Hove. Hove destroyed hip hop. Hove is not hip hop no more. Hove is for his bag and him being the Frank Sinatra hip hop. Cause that's what he said. He's the Frank Sinatra hip hop. You know, he feels he's the Frank Sinatra hip hop, and he's been the Frank Sinatra hip hop. So for somebody that say he's been the Frank Sinatra hip hop for all these years, and y'all don't understand that this man has never, he has stopped being about the culture for so many years that it's to the point that people need to realize that he's not for the culture no more. You know, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense to Jay-Z. Jay-Z's about that bag. The bag makes sense to him. And it's cool. Nobody's knocking him on that. Get your money. But to sit here and say that I'm going to get them back for what they did to the Cold Crush and you ain't representing Hip Hop 50, you're not representing the culture, AB was right about that. You know what I'm saying? People say what they want about AB, but AB wasn't capping. AB was actually right. Like, dude did the Patriots, perform for the Patriots. That's not the culture. But you ain't gonna perform for the culture? You not gonna perform for hip hop? You not gonna show all the way out for hip hop. You gonna show all the way out for them, but you not gonna show all the way out for the culture. You gonna do the Tony Awards, but you not gonna do the hip hop awards. You not gonna do none of these black award shows. You not gonna do none of these festivals where your people at, but you gonna do the Tonys. You gonna do all of this. Niggas be frauds, man. Niggas don't be for the culture, man. They be for that bag, you know, and been for that bag, you know. Jay been a sellout. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't support Jay-Z. I haven't supported Jay-Z in years. Years. You know what I'm saying? I knew he sold out in 2009 when he did Blueprint 3. He just proving to me and should be proving to everybody that dude is a sellout. He's a sellout. You know? Cameron said some real shit. Shout out to Cam. AB said some real shit. But Cam just said some real shit on his podcast. He said Jay-Z likes hip hop. Nas loves hip hop. That's a fact. When a nigga loves hip hop, he loves the culture. When a nigga likes the culture, he's not for the culture. He's just for his pockets and his bag. And that's what it is. You know? So I kind of respect what Kim said. I kind of respect what AB said. You know, dudes, dudes see through. A lot of dudes see through Jay-Z, man. 50 Cent, Nas, LL. A lot of these cats see through Jay. Prodigy. They all see through Jay-Z. And they been telling you what type of dude he is. You know what I'm saying? He's Scarface type of dude, but he about his bag. That man ain't been, like I said, he ain't been hip hop since the 90s, early 2000s. Come on, man. That nigga performed for Tom Brady. Shout out to Tom Brady. That's my favorite player. Well deserved retirement. Well deserved. You know what I'm saying? To be a 6th-round draft pick and to be the greatest quarterback of all time, well deserved. Honor for Tom Brady. But nigga, you didn't do hip hop 50, homie. And that's what people is talking about. Jay's not for the culture. He's for that bag. And it's all good though. We get it. You for the bag, brother. If it ain't got a label attached to it where you getting that money off of it, that promotional money, then it is what it is. Because if he not getting that promotional money, then there's no reason for him to even perform. And that's always been Jay-Z's mentality. He's about the marketing. He's about the marketing dollars. You know? And it's cool. I get it. Nothing wrong with being about your bag. Nothing wrong with being about your marketing dollars. But for the culture, my nigga, you can't do it for the culture of hip hop. You can't show love to the culture that made you that that gave you that billion, that made you that mogul. Because if it wasn't for hip hop, nigga, you wouldn't be nobody. Everybody know that. Hip hop made Jay-Z. And he can't even do one thing for the culture. That's why I say, man, dude is overrated, man. People can say what they want about Puff. They could say whatever they want about Will Smith. But them brothers did Hip Hop 50. They came out for Hip Hop 50. Jay-Z didn't come out for Hip Hop 50. He didn't show no love for Hip Hop 50. I'm sorry, man. He ain't show no love to hip hop. Not at all. But he showed love to people that's not a part of the culture. Culture vultures. You show culture vultures love, then the culture that makes me seeing that Jay-Z, you a culture vulture. I think Jay-Z is becoming a culture vulture. He's vulturing off the culture. And that's kind of messed up, but it's kind of fucked up to say, but he's vulturing off the culture. I like Hove. I like him as a businessman, but he's not for the culture no more. It is what it is.